I always knew of God, but didn't know God. And I was about 41 years old when he got my attention. And the whole thing backfired on me. And when I left and I asked him, you know, what he thought of it, and I was kind of ready for the kill, he said, every church is different and God knows what this church needs. And that busted me. I just called him up and I said, let's go. And he's like, go where? And I said, I want to be baptized. I want to be baptized now. So we drove around, and the first place we came to was an irrigation ditch. And I said, that's it. It's been crazy. There's been more that's taken place in that 11 years than the first 41. They have no place to turn for a family except to the gangs. And that's where they go. And inside that gang, there is a relationship, although it's, you know, it's really skewed, you know, it is a relationship where they feel loved and cared for. Desi is the guy mentor. And it has been so much fun to watch him because his growth. I mean, he was, you know, going from where they put him in isolation for a month and a half because he was a threat to, you know, the staff and to those around him. And to go from there, to go to where just a few weeks ago I watched him during the Bible study lead someone to the Lord. Real deal. He was physically assaulted for what he believed. It was such a joy to him because, I mean, he was physically assaulted because he was a believer, and he said, God bless you. And the guy hauled off and popped him. And he sat there and he turned the other cheek, and the guy popped that one. And he came in that day and he was so happy. He was so happy. He's like, you can't believe what happened. And he got hit. Then I got hit again, and I didn't do a thing. You know, the rage that was inside him, the stuff that would have normally just snapped wasn't there. And there was such joy in that. And that is infectious. That's God's love, and it comes out, and it pours out. And now it's pouring out of him, and it pours into other people, and it pours into other people. So now we get in these kids that are coming in there, and they want more. They want more. I would love to be able to lay my head down at the end of the day and know that there was something that happened. You know, something, again, something that is not in this world, but something that is God's kingdom.
My name is Gareth Unruh, and I'm a chaplain with Denver Area Youth for Christ. It's my call. This is my simple prayer. Every moment by moment, I want to know God more and love him more each day. My simple job description is turning delinquents into disciples. There's not a week that goes by that I don't have an 18-year-old crying in front of me, because when they're in there, they're at the end of their rope. They realize that it's probably their last chance. The next step is county jail. Every one of them has potential. Every one of them has the opportunity, they're one choice away from being the best life changers, world changers that we can have. We're in a war. We're in a spiritual battle. What we see with our physical eyes this day isn't what's happening in the spiritual world. And so I'm just one of those who continues to believe that Jesus is real and active and will transform this world. And it's the one. If I can reach one, he can change the world. Man, sitting down at McDonald's for a Coke for 30 minutes a day could truly bring consistency to this young person's life and transform them. It shows that no one else has cared about them. It's referencing Matthew 22. So this is the love your neighbor, inferring as yourself, and then this is the Shema. So why I get up in the morning? To love God and love others. And I just decided to put it on my arms. The sacrifice that Christ made, things I do in my day, it doesn't even come near to that. Giving my time listening to young people. I'm not condemning them, I'm not judging them. That's not my job, that's God's job. God's called me to love them, to treat them like I'd want to be treated. I'm so imperfect and not worthy to do what God's asked me to do. And so I'm grateful every day that He gives me the energy, the strength, the favor. We can transform this world. We can change the city that we live in. Christ is the only hope that these kids have.
Say hi.
He was born on February 22nd, and when he was born, they told us that he had Down syndrome. I was like, wow. Like, it was overwhelming at first, but I just didn't know how to react.
Being a young teen parent can be struggling at times, it can, but you gotta just take everything as it comes and try to be the strongest that you can and try to be the best parent that you can, because your child deserves the best.
I want to be a good dad, just the way my dad taught me. You know, always be there for my kids, be there for other people also. I think it's a positive impact for everybody. I mean, kids that are in jail, kids that are out on the street. It's a help for all of them because it's like a refuge for them. It's like a seed growing inside of everybody, and it's a root that's growing in the inner city that you don't really get. I mean, in other places you got, you know, people that go to church, there's a big community, everybody's close. In the inner city, everybody's so distant. And with Youth for Christ, it's a little bit more of a unity that, you know, brings you closer to God.
I thank God that they're there every day, because they helped me then and they help me now. They're with me all the time, whether it's just to call me and tell me, how are you doing? Or, I mean, how's your son? After my son had heart surgery, they were like, you know, can we go see him? Can we be there for you guys? What can we do? Let's go, everyone. We're gonna go down to a kooky little place called Bunny Town. My son has been through so much in his little life, but he's probably the strongest person I'll ever meet. These people are gonna be there for the rest of my life, and they're gonna be there for my son. It's like my family, my second family.